This is Bob Noe, the Executive Director of Institutional Research for the Kern Community College District. This video is a quick tutorial on how to use our new data dashboards to quickly find the data that you need on student enrollment, section data, faculty workload, student success, and a lot more data to come in the future. It's our hope that these dashboards will get more meaningful data analysis into your hands faster and more efficiently. There are 3 videos in this series. The first video, this video, will go over the basics of the dashboards, how to get to our data dashboards, and how to manipulate the dashboards into showing you the data that you want to see. The second video will show you how to download the data and charts for you to use in your own work and research. And the last video will go over the new dashboards that are now available for use in the academic program review process. We plan on publishing more data with this method in the future on this platform. Most of our dashboards will be structured similarly, so once you learn how to use one dashboard, you should be able to use all of them. So before we start, I want to talk a little bit about what this project involves, why we're moving to these online dashboards on Tableau. We think that these dashboards will provide you a little bit more flexibility in what you see, and it'll be a little bit more efficient than the usual parade of PDFs that you're used to for data reports. It will also allow you to dig a little deeper into the data and really customize the data for a variety of scenarios. And some of you may be asking, how is this different from Cognos? And in some ways it isn't. It's the same general idea. It's a platform for reporting. We like the Tableau. We're using the Tableau platform because there are some cool features, particularly in the visualization area, that aren't available on Cognos. But we still will be using Cognos for a lot of things. I think what you will probably see is moving forward is that day-to-day operational stuff will be on Cognos, and more historical analytical stuff, particularly student success, will be using Tableau dashboards. So that being said, let's get to the data. The first thing you need to know is how to get to the dashboard. I can give you the URL, but really I think the best way the easiest way to remember how to get there is just remember to always go to the KCCD website, right? We all can remember kcc.edu pretty easily. So if you go to the right side to the About KCCD menu, if you can click on it, you'll get this drop-down menu, and you can go down here to the bottom of this list and click on the Institutional Research link, and that'll take you to the Institutional Research website for KCCD. On the left-hand side here, you'll see a bunch of menu items. The first one you'll see is called Data Dashboard Portal. So if you click on there, you can see this is kind of where we're going to be storing a lot of our dashboards in the future. We have a few public dashboards which are meant for public consumption. We're going to be updating these soon to have the last academic year 2019-20 data available to the public. But here at this tab, you'll see there are also internal dashboards. These dashboards are meant for internal use. They contain data at the student level, so we have to protect student data, right? So that's why we put them behind a password. You'll need a login to get in. The login is available to you from your college institutional research director. We have one set up for each college, so every college gets their own login, and so does the district. They get their own login too. Again, we're just doing this to protect student data. I mean, some of you have seen me present this kind of data before. That login will work, but we ask that each college use their college's login just so we can keep track of usage a little bit better. So you can see here we have a bunch of dashboards. The ones that are new, the ones we just finished, are these top 5, and these are these contain the data that is usually used during the program review process, right? So this is one way to get it. You'll see we also have other ones down here, other dashboards down here. So that's one way to get it. But I'm going to show you one more way to get to these particular dashboards, a new one, because a lot of you are here because you're here to do program review. If you go down to the menu item program review data, if you click on here, it's the same thing. It's just a mini directory of those 5 dashboards that you're going to use for program review with a little bit of descriptive text here. We'll probably put these videos, they're not here right now because I'm making them. But basically, this is where you would want to go. And so if you want to bookmark this page, that's probably not a bad idea. The data dashboard page is also probably a good page to bookmark. And to log into the dashboard, you just click on any of these links and it'll take you to that dashboard. So we're going to click on the historical course elements and unique headcount and FTES dashboard. And once you click on here, you'll get to a sign-in page. You'll click on the sign-in, and this is where you'll enter your login. And again, just talk to your director of institutional research at your college to get your college's login. I'm going to use the district login to get in. I think I typed that right. Nope, I didn't. Let's try that again. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so once you log in, you'll get taken to the dashboard, and this is what the dashboard looks like. So as you can see, it's pretty basic, right? Here we have the data that you are looking at, right? So in this case, we have total enrollments by college, right? So this means this tells us all the course enrollments every academic year for the last 5 years, and we divided up the bars by college. You can see blue is Bakersfield, orange is Saracoso, and red is Porterville. Here we have the total counts, right? And here on the right side, we have the percentage breakdown, right? So what we can see pretty quickly, right, is that enrollment at the district has been growing over the years, right? We've gone from this many in 2015. The bar has gotten bigger in 2019-20. But the breakdown by college, right, the distribution has stayed pretty much the same. We've gone from 73 to 74%. For Bakersfield, Porterville, and Saracoso have both kind of been hovering around 12 and 13% the whole time through, right? So this is great, but very often you want to see different types of data, right? So let's say you work at Porterville and you're only interested in Porterville data. You can very easily use the filters. You'll see these drop-down menus all over the page that let you change what you see in the visualization, right? So here is the college display filter, right? So let's say we only want to look at Porterville. I would uncheck all, check Porterville, and click apply. And what you'll see is now that the data changes so that it only reflects what we filtered. So this is just Porterville, right? To close the window, you have to click on the arrow again. I wish I didn't do that, but that is where we are. So you can see all of the bars are all red because we're comparing by college, and Porterville is the only college we have, right? But if we're at Porterville, we're not necessarily interested in just knowing the distribution at Porterville, right? Because it's 100%. We want to maybe change this, right? Maybe we want to know the distribution of courses by campus or course enrollments by campus, right? We can click on campus, and what happens is we get the same numbers, but now these bars are divided up by campus. And we can see the brown is the Porterville Development Center, green is the Porterville main campus, the Porterville off-campus is the light green, and then the dark brown is Porterville Online. So we can see enrollment at the Porterville Online campus has grown over the years, and the percentage of total courses has also grown, right? And that mirrors pretty much every trend we know about online courses. You can see here in the tabular data at the bottom here, we have a table. So this is the actual data. As someone who works with data a lot, I always like to see the actual numbers. So this is where you can see them. You'll also notice if you hover over some of the bars, sometimes you'll get additional data, right? In this case, there's not room to fit the whole number here. So if you hover over here, we can see in 2017-18, for the Porterville Online campus, there were 3,769 total course enrollments. So that's how to get extra data using, it's called the tooltip, right? So we have all sorts of slicers. We have slicers and filters set up by two different sets of attributes. You can filter on courses. So if you want to look at only want to look at certain courses, you can pick those characteristics here, or you can look at certain kinds of students, right? So if you're interested in student characteristics, you would pick from these filters right here. What these filters mean, if you hover over these little information icons, it'll give you some definitions about what each of the filters mean. We have them set up here. We have a general info button here that tells you about the dashboard in general. We also have the dashboard info tab up here, which is really, we just compile all of the info into one page so that you can read it one page if you want to. So let's go back to enrollments real quick. If you notice, we also have another slicer up here, right? This allows you to select what is displayed here, right? So we have course enrollments, unique head count, or that should say or instead of, or FTES, right? So if we can click on here, we can actually change what we see. Right now we're seeing course enrollments, but let's say you want to see unique headcount. Just select unique headcount, right? And then these numbers change. Now we're looking at the unique headcount at Porterville by campus. We don't have anything filtered right now. Let's go ahead and filter a course attribute. Let's say we only want to look at, let's say we're in the sciences and we're only interested in anatomy and biology, right? So if we click apply, right, we'll see these numbers change. Now these numbers only reflect course enrollments in anatomy and biology courses at Porterville, right? So the subject uses the 4-digit subject code for each class to divide up. You can see the filter for department and division also changed to natural science. That's because both anatomy and biology are in the same division, natural science. So that kind of changes that there, right? Let's say if we picked another one, let's say we pick accounting, right? Click apply. You can see this changes, right? Because now we have more than one division. We have career and technical education, that division also selected, right? So again, this allows you to look at the data however you want. Let's say you want to know the breakdown of people in these courses, not by the campus that they're at, but by a student characteristics. We want to know the gender breakdown of these students, right? So we select the gender slicer, right? And now we see the breakdown by male and female and not reported. There aren't that many not reported. There are a few here. Looks like in 2018-19. But we can see the breakdown's kind of fluctuated, but has gone down over time, right? We started at 33% male in these courses, and then in 2019, we're down to 27.11%. That may be a trend. That may not be a trend. Like I said, we kind of have a random selection of courses here, right? If we want to reset these filters, if you notice, you can reset them by clicking on the little filter with the X, and that clears out the filter. So remember, right now we just have accounting, anatomy, and biology. Let's say we want to bring everything back. We can click on this, and now all the filters are cleared, right? And this is all subjects divided by gender. And again, we're still at Porterville, right? So, yeah. So that's the basic gist of it. This is how you navigate the dashboard. This is how you manipulate the dashboard to get what you want. Again, the basic data area is right here, and you change what's displayed here by using the various filters and slicers that are located on the dashboard.